Shop talk, shy up, shut it up, shy up, die, up, shop tie, shut it up, shop talk.
This is a chip off the block production.
Love, a word that comes and goes, but few people really know what it means to really love somebody. Love, though the tears may fade away, I'm so glad your love will stay. 'Cause I love you, and you showed me, Jesus, oh, what it really means to love. That comes and goes, but few people really know what it means to really love somebody. Oh, love, though the tears may fade away, I'm so glad your love will stay. 'Cause I love you. That I cried, you loved me. When I should have died, you loved me. Never know why you love me. It's a mystery to me. Now I'm glad to see Jesus. Really means to love, oh, to love. Do you really know what it means to love? It's hard to love when you can't see love, when you don't wanna love, you gotta love. So do you know what it means?
What is going on, everybody? It is your man Dito. It is another day's journey, and I don't know about you, but I am glad about it. Want to welcome everyone right now to Shop Talk. It is everyone's favorite show right here on everyone's favorite network. We are streaming live on the Shop Talk family of networks, as well as we want to welcome those of you who are hanging out with us on some of our partner radio stations. Many of you know a few months ago, Shop Talk became what we call syndicated, where we not only stream on our home network, but we stream on other networks as well around the country. And so, for those radio stations that are playing us, listen, we want to say thank you for allowing us to be on your network, as well as we want to thank all of your listeners who are tuned in with us even right now. All right, y'all. We have an incredible show lined up for you. Normally, I would do something first, but let me just give a couple of quick early morning shout outs. Shout out to David Jones, who was in the building, who is ready. He is ready for today's show. He's already given a shout out to me. He's already given a shout out to Ashlyn. He has already given a shout out to Ja'Cory, as well as to Yolanda Morant. Shout out to also Brenda Irving in the building. Brenda, glad to have you hanging out with us. Also to my guy up in Sacramento, California, Pastor Bill Carter is in the building. Glad to have you hanging out with us. Listen, you already know what you got to do. But I tell you what, before you do it, let me just remind you that my name is Demetrius Tollfree. How do you know it? Because it literally says so right there on your screen. And you can always hit me up everywhere on social media at DTollfree, at DTOLEFREE. That is on Facebook. That's on Twitter, X if you use it. That's on Instagram. I'm on Threads. I'm on pretty much everything you could think of. Now, whether or not I respond right away on all of them is a different story, but I am on all of those things. Everything is at DTollfree. Now, listen, before we get going, do me a favor, because today's going to be a great show. Do me a favor. Get on the phone. Call, text, tweet, Facebook, MySpace, Instagram, Social Cam, Periscope, Marco Polo, but do whatever you got to do. And you know who you got to tell. You got to tell your mama them, Ray Ray, Shay Shay, Day Day, Delicious Nim, Nut Nut Nim, Pojo Nim. Let them all know that we are live right now, streaming here on the Shop Talk family of networks. Listen, shout out to the homie Erica Taylor in the building. What is going on? Glad to have you hanging out with us. Shout out to BTK. Alan McPherson is in the building. We also have Tracy J. Wilson also hanging out with us on Facebook at the moment. But knowing Tracy like I know her, she's probably going to switch over to YouTube in just a moment. Shout out to Ashlyn Cole, who's in the building virtually. But speaking of Ashlyn Cole, this is a great segue. Ashley, you couldn't have been more prophetic as we get ready to bring up our first co-host out in the city of Hercules, which is how I now remember her city. I was trying to put her in a different city. She's like, no. When you think about me, think of her and then put Cules at the end. So I got it. She don't have to tell me that no more. Let's bring up my homie out in Hercules, the incredibly talented, always got something to do, always got something to say, the incredibly wonderful woman of God. Eat kind of shit today. My homie and yours, Ashlyn Tara Cole in the building. Ashlyn, girl, what is going on?
Oh my goodness. Well, it's a wonderful Wednesday. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I am slightly under the weather, but it's okay. I am here. I'm feeling okay. I work with kids. Amen. I work with middle schoolers. And so middle schoolers are just little carriers of, they just carry the little germs from point to point. And if you're not careful, you're going to be sniffling after you have an encounter with them. So anyway, but I love my babies. I love my students, and I'm here. I'm excited to be here. We have lots to talk about. Our chatter, if y'all could see our behind the scenes chatter all throughout the week, we are busy listening, looking, seeking topics that are thought provoking and encouraging, but also like the things that make you go, yeah,
Absolutely.
That's this week for
Absolutely.
sure.
Yeah, I love it. I appreciate you. I'm glad to have you hanging out with us. And I see you already tagging some people. I like the way you're thinking. As a matter of fact, those of you hanging out with us, why don't you do me a favor? Just tag 3 people in the chat so that those people will be being tinged or blinged or tapped or low exactly
Pinged.
what it is.
Let's try pinged.
ping, bing, bling, tapped, whatever it might be, to be able to know what it is that you're watching and listening to, and it will be all to the good. Shout out to uh, Wee Louise, Valerie, one of my mama's close friends. I haven't seen her in person in a long time. W. Louise, we go by different names. Anyway, we got. I'm glad to have her in here, Sister Valerie. Glad to have you. And I see you, Erica Taylor. She is already starting to tag people, and she's already laughing at me because I couldn't think of the word ping. So it just whatever came to mind. So it is all to the good. Listen, I'm glad that you're smiling, Ashley. I'm glad to have you hanging out with us. I know you're under the weather a little bit, but I appreciate you pushing through to make things happen today. And because of that, I'm going to get ready to bring up our next co-host. Because if I leave from your house, which I've never been to, haven't been invited to, but that's another story. But if I
No,
leave from
nobody
out of
has.
there,
Nobody has.
if I leave, but you've been to my house. Never mind. If I leave from out of from where you are, go up the street, make a couple of left and turns, and end up knocking on the door, little red door. Someone will come to the door and open it, and it will be your bestie. My guy is in the building, also incredibly talented. One of these days, we're going to get everyone from Shop Talk in the studio because I'm telling you, if we do, there's no telling what may happen.
That's right.
Anyway, let's bring up my guy without further ado, the incredibly talented and funny Ja'Cory Proctor. He is in the building. Ja'Cory, man, what is going on?
Is it raining over there? Because it's raining over here.
Yep, a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's get the show going.
I'm not mad at you.
Mm,
So no, it's not raining where I am yet, but I'm looking at the clock and looking at the weather. The rain is on the way. It will get to me sooner than later, but it's all to the good. Bill Carter is in the building. He's shouting out everybody today. Thank you, sir. Glad to have you hanging out with us. And listen, usually I would just start the show from right here, but today I will say, and Erica says that it's sprinkling off and on in Fairfield. I will say today that we have a traveling co-host, meaning that normally I would by now I'd even had a tap on my door if they were coming, but got up a little late. But let's get ready to bring up someone who is traveling, and I think he's headed in my direction. We'll see what ends up happening. But my guy is in the building. Y'all know what's going to happen when I tell you that I got Pancho Romero in the building. Pancho, what is going on?
Man, what's going on, my team? You guys got me okay? You can hear me all right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we hear you, son.
Oh, outstanding. Listen, it is another great sunshiny day. It is a little wet out there, and I'm bringing it with me, Dito, as I'm coming toward your direction. But it's not too bad yet, so you can still get out there and do your little running around before it get really bad. Hey, I'm just excited to be here today. Thank you so much for this opportunity to come and hang with the Shop Talk crew, and I'm honored to be a part of the world's greatest supreme team Shop Talk crew. And I just want to say thanks, man.
Man, it is all good. We are glad to have you hanging out with us, man. This is going to be a good show. Listen, it's going to be so good that it's time to get into it. We don't have any further time to delay. So let's get things going. And let's start by doing what I normally do. And that is, and I only got two today. So that is, we got our National Day. I got two. First thing today, Ashlyn, I thought about you again. Now, last week was Ash Wednesday, and I was cracking up because I mentioned Ash. I normally just call her Ash. Anyway, but today we have two things on tap. First of all, today is Walking Moms Day.
Oh,
Walking Moms Day.
They just be making up days. Okay, all right.
Yeah, you know what? Anyway, Walking Moms Day. So that is part of the day. Shout out to your almost bestie hanging out with us. Face we haven't seen in a while. Stacey Williams is in the building. What is going on? Glad to have you hanging out with us. So yeah, today is Walking Moms Day.
Okay.
And then secondly, last but not least, it is Girl Scout Day, National Girl Scout Day.
I have to tell on the Girl Scouts. I read this. Now this might be blasphemy. Okay. I read that the levels of metal in the Girl Scout cookies is dangerously high. Did anybody else read that?
I haven't. I can't say that I've
Oh,
read that,
Jesus.
and I'm not a Girl Scout cookie eater.
I did. I saw it
Ooh.
was very controversial because they just did the Girl Scout push, just recently, like a couple weeks ago. They'd be standing outside the grocery store, hustling on the cookies. And I used to get many sleeves of Girl Scout cookies. And then I read recently that they did a study and the metals in the cookies are very high. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think that the Girl Scouts would want to have some good quality things that they can, even if they're only selling them once a year,
Yeah,
they would want to make sure that they're good quality. Amen.
yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. Well, those are our national days, and first of all, I want to give a shout out to the homie Denisha Sexton Dew, who is in the
Come on.
building. Denisha, I mean, she's been doing a lot of traveling. I keep up with her on Facebook. Are you even in America? I mean, are you even in the United States? I mean, she's become a world traveler, and I
Wow.
think she might work for one of the people that we're going to talk about a little later. But every time I look up, she's talking about be right back, be right back. Girl, you just left. Anyway, shout out to Denisha. She is in the building. Glad to have her hanging out with us, y'all. All right, we're going to keep things going, and let's get ready to now bring up our birthdays, of which I have just four. Four. We
Mm.
should be familiar with all of these, and that is, and thank you, Denisha. She lets us know today. Today, she is at home. Today, it is all good. All right, y'all. In terms of birthdays, today, many of you may be familiar with the incredible Liza Minnelli.
Hmm.
Liza Minnelli, incredible person, and she is turning 79 today. So happy birthday to her. One of the great Jacksons, Jackson Fives, Marlon Jackson. What happened, Ashton? Everything okay?
I didn't. Liza Minnelli is still with us. She's still.
Yeah, yeah. She
Mm.
turned
Come on,
79.
Liza.
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Praise
She might.
God.
She may be in the. She may be hiding out or being out the way. But yeah,
I
no, she's still
mean,
alive, and she's
she.
79 today.
Let's
And so
go.
shout out to her. Also from the Jackson Five, Marlon
Come
Jackson.
on, Marlon.
Marlon Jackson. He is 68 today. So happy
Woo.
birthday to Marlon Jackson. I believe he is the one that is right above Michael. Today is his 68th birthday. Also, actor.
Wow.
Many of us know him as an actor of his own, but he's also married to another actress. I'm looking at the young lady, Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett's husband, who is also an actor, Courtney B. Vance. Today is his 65th birthday. So
Come
happy
on.
birthday to him. And last but not least, come on into the Bay Area. Come on into the Bay Area to actress and comedian extraordinaire Lunel, my former neighbor. She lived
Yes.
down the street from me. Lunel turned 66 today.
Come on.
So yeah, happy birthday to all of them. And listen, if you're having a birthday today, if you're having a birthday this week, this month, I'm not even going to take the shine. Ashlyn, this is your time to encourage people. The virtual floor is now yours.
Wow. Well, the real shine belongs to God. But on your birthday, remember that God's light shone, yes, shone, past tense, shone on you the day that you were conceived, created, and it shines on you today. So if it's your birthday, you should definitely let that light, I'm gonna let it shine. Okay? Let that little light shine on because God created something real special when He created you. He really did. So from all of us here at Shop Talk, all our affiliates, happy birthday.
Awesome. I appreciate that, Ashlyn. Absolutely amazing. All right, y'all. We're going to keep things going, and just a quick, brief, just just a quick, brief update in terms of Tech Talk. First of all, let me give a shout out to my cousin out in Fort Worth, Texas. The Bishop, Daryl Andreas Shaw, is in the building. My cousin, what is going on, bro? We got to get together, man. Hopefully, we can get together, and it's not a funeral of any kind, man. So let's you and I plan in
Man.
2025 to hang out as cousins can only do. Anyway, as we get ready to talk real quick about Tech Talk, those of you who keep up with Apple or might be in the market for a new device. I think I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, Apple came out with a new budget version of the iPhone 16, which is the 16e. So that is available. There's more of a little bit of a stripped down version of the 16 as well as the 16 Pro, but that is available for those of you who might be needing a new device and don't want to break the bank. Also, last week, Apple came out with new iPads, new iPad and a new iPad Air. So if you want to get a new device that has Apple Intelligence capability, this might be your opportunity. They are available on apple.com. And last but not least, Apple last week or maybe earlier this week released new versions of computers. They have the new MacBook Air, a new version of the MacBook Air with the M4 chip, if you're keeping up with technology. As well, if you want to spend that big money, the Mac Pro, a new version of the Mac Pro with the M4 chip. Okay, Ashton, I see you. She says I'm device out, no more devices. I'm with you. But I do know for a fact that my bro Pancho Romero, who is down there, is in need of a new computer. Pancho, what's up, bro? When are we making that? When are we gonna get a new computer?
You know what, Dicho, I'm so glad you asked me about that. I wanted to talk to you about that today. We may take a trip today.
My Lord.
Hands on the wheel.
Hands on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, hands on the wheel.
Well, why shouldn't he? He don't got his hands on the wheel. They don't have their hands on the wheel.
You're making us
They don't have
nervous.
their hands on the wheel. Huh? None of these people got their hands on the wheel.
Jesus is driving.
In the name of Jesus, touch him, give him strength.
Touch me, Lord.
Watch it. Lord,
and look,
he must be at a stop sign.
No, you want to see a trick? Watch me.
Wow.
I ain't even looking.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
He's not driving me today. I can tell you
I hope
that.
the CHP ain't watching this show.
Yeah, he's not driving me today.
Passed.
Anyway,
I just passed.
Shout out to my guy Gino Garrett in the building. Gino, what's up, bro?
Gino.
This is my brother from another mother. We've been friends ever since we were born. So glad to have Gino in the building, man. What's up? Listen, we're going to keep things going, and as we mentioned, that was our tech talk. I'm gonna keep on moving past that because Ashton's like she don't want no more devices, but Pancho definitely needs a computer. We'll talk to him about that when he gets here. Listen, let's get ready to move things on. And Ashlyn, right now you're the only one in here that is of female persuasion. I want to let you know that March is National Women's Month.
Yes, it is.
So it is Women's Month. And listen, I want to first of all just say thank you on behalf of all of us for all that you do. I know you may not get all the credit that you feel you deserve, and I get it. I understand that. But as a woman, and I know many of the challenges and struggles that you have overcome, listen, nobody wears victory on their face better than you. So I just want to let you know that during this month of March, we want to take a moment to celebrate you and to let you know how much we appreciate you, how much we love you. You are an amazing part of the success of what we do here at Shop Talk. And we just want to say we love and appreciate you.
Wow, I am really touched. That is really very sweet. Let me just say this one thing, because this Women's Month has really taught me a whole lot. It has taught me that nobody's going to treat you the way you want to be treated or the way you desire to be treated, unless, first of all, you treat yourself that way, but also that you have to carry yourself in a way that not demands that. That's too strong of a word, but that people want to open doors for you. People want to, but I'm in training right now. I need y'all to know that I am in lady training right now. My big brother is training me how to get ready for the gentleman that's going to come in my life. But not even that, because I'm not even in waiting. I'm so good with where I'm at. But anyway, I would just jump out of cars. I would just open the door. I would just pay the bill. I would just do whatever. And I realized that nobody's going to make a move to do that for me if I continue to do it for myself. So I have really learned a lot this last month, just about how to carry yourself, and it just feels different. It feels really different, because I think when we are in this independent woman, I can do it, I don't need a man type of attitude, we're like oil and water. People don't want to men don't want to be around that. So it feels good. So yes, all my ladies out there, I love you so much. Keep keep fighting, keep praying, keep stay close to God. You know what I mean? And just know that you're worth so much more than the little crumbs that you might be accepting right now. You're worth so much more. God didn't create you for that. He created you
Yeah.
for better and greater.
That's good stuff. I love that. Absolutely amazing. And so, on behalf of all of us here at Shop Talk, we want to tell all of the ladies. I mean, we always get a ton of wonderful ladies that tune in with us. Happy National Women's Month. You all deserve it. As a matter of fact, you deserve really the whole year. But March is not even adequate enough for all the things that women do for us. Allegra, who is not here, she's actually running errands, doing what it is that she does as the woman of our house. And listen, we're going to celebrate her as I always do, every day, every moment I can, because she deserves all of anything that she wants, that she deserves it.
Amen.
All right. Shout out to Ty McClain in the building. We also have Jermaine and Tremaine, one of the Moore twins in the building. They'll let us know which one it is. I think it's
Probably
normally
Jermaine.
Jermaine. Yeah, I
Uh-huh.
think yeah, I'm with you on that. Anyway, listen, we're glad to have y'all hanging out with us. Now, let's keep things going. And ever since last Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, I think we streamed Wednesday. I think by the next day or by Friday, social media had blew up, especially here in the Bay Area and abroad. Here and abroad. Shout out to my guy, Bishop Charles Reed from Texas in the building. Uh, by Friday, all of us were stunned and blown away by the news
Yeah.
that we had uh, lost one of the Bay Area greats. In my opinion, Mr. Oakland, California,
Yeah.
in the person of Dwayne Wiggins
Yeah.
from the famed group Tony. Listen, I could tell you my own personal stories. Dwayne, who a few years older than I am, obviously, but I had an opportunity, and Pancho, I know he probably remembers this. I had the opportunity to be a musician with Tony. It was a short stint, but nonetheless, I did have an opportunity to be a part of the group. Thanks to my guy Amar Khalil. This is when they had when Raphael had transitioned out of the group for a while, and Amar Khalil had came in to be the lead singer, and they was trying to put everything back together. And they called me to be the keyboard player. How honored I was to have that call, even for a short time. Dwayne Wiggins, Ashlyn, Jacory, Pancho is a person who has uh, personified what it is to be from Oakland, to be a musician, to be an artist. Nobody, in my opinion, wore that hat. Not just the hat that he's wearing in his picture, but wore the hat of
Yeah.
being from Oakland, being a great musician, better than he. So, Ashton, I'll start with you. Tell me your thoughts on this. What's your thought? As a matter of fact, I tell you what. Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna start with you, Ashton. We'll come back and bring up other people. What's your thoughts on this?
I mean, you said it all. You really said it all. He was Mr. Oakland. He was Mr. Bay Area, but he was also he was Unc to a lot of the young people. He was Uncle Dwayne,
Yeah,
and he made sure that if you were young and gifted, that he was gonna tap into you. He
yeah,
was gonna make sure that you had opportunities. He had recording sessions for free for young people
yeah,
at his
yeah,
at his recording studio. He would invite people. Beautiful studio, big giant beautiful studio that he had in the heart of Oakland. He wasn't somebody that was going to do all of his work in LA and still claim the Bay Area, or go, you know what I mean, go to another. No, he stayed right here at home in the heart of Oakland. And just a, quiet, he always showed up. He was always at all the shows. I just remember running into him. Even Jacory, when we went to see Shaka Khan at Stern Grove, and he was out there, just hanging out in the people. He wasn't bougie in the backstage. He was out there in the audience, with the people, and just a wonderful man. And it's just a devastating loss. It's a devastating loss, and
yeah.
he will be missed. But his promise you, his legacy will live on. Promise you,
Absolutely.
it will.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what I forgot to mention, and it just dawned on me as you was talking about all the places he had been in the studio and stuff like that. It just dawned on me. Now, Ashley, you were there, and you probably remember vividly when we launched Freedom Music Group in East Oakland at that particular location, not far from the Coliseum. But it just hit me like a ton of bricks when we actually had the Freedom Radio launch party. I don't know if you came to this, but Dwayne at this particular time had a building next door to Jeffries. He had a building next door to
Mhm.
Jeffries, and it was very much the same layout, so to speak. But he had a building right next door to Jeffries. And when we had the Freedom Radio launch party, we had it at Dwayne's building. I forgot about
Wow.
that.
Wow.
And we
Wow.
he didn't charge us a whole lot of money. As a matter of fact, after the event was over, we had an impromptu jam session with my son and his son. It
Wow.
was it was crazy. And BTK just chimes in and says that he remembered. It just
Wow.
dawned on me. We had this impromptu jam session. It was an amazing, amazing time. So thank you, Ashley, for bringing up your memory. Ja'Cory, man, let me go to you, man. What is your thought on the incredible Dwayne Wiggins?
For me, I think it's just amazing when you have an icon, a legend that actually supports the independent artist at a major degree to where he makes the light stars feel like bright stars. Oh
Oh
Jesus, where
wow!
did
Oh
that come
wow!
from?
Oh
But
wow!
I think I'm really excited and I'm at alert to see how we're going to celebrate. I hate that we wait to the passing of our icons and our legends to celebrate, but I saw how Lauren Hill and Wyclef showed up to Roberta Flack's
Yeah,
services and took it to the next level. So I'm waiting to see if they're going to open the Henry J. Kaiser Center, who's
they
going to show
should.
up.
They
And I'm
should.
hoping that Oakland comes together so all of artistry can come together to do this
Yeah.
celebration because it's got to be something major.
I love it, man. I think that's a great, great idea. Appreciate you reminding us of that and putting that information out. Listen, we're going to keep it going. First of all, shout out to my homegirl from Stockton, California. Sidria Clark is in the building. Sidria, what is going on? And BTK already told us that he still has the pictures from that event. Pancho, man, let me throw it out to you, bro. How well do we know and remember the incredible Dwayne Wiggins, bro?
And Tito, I can't say anything more than what has already been said. I know that he is definitely, he and his brother and his cousin, they have certainly touched my life in a great way as a musician. I mean, these guys were already fantastic musicians, and we were in junior high school, and these guys were already killing it at the time. So we knew that they were going to be something special. Um, and I'm happy of the fact that he came from he was a graduate of Castle Mount, you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
Castle
absolutely.
Mount. Yeah, Castle Mount, if my mom say something about it. But and I am really touched. But one thing, and I hate the fact that this sparked this, but do we have a museum of all of the musicians that have come out of Oakland, celebrating them at all? Do we have anything like that? Any special place that we can see some of the items that they have collected over the years that we can still kind of reach out and touch them? I think about all those people that have come through the town, all the way from Sly and the Family Stone, all the way up, Creedence Clearwater Revival, all those guys. Man, do we have anything that gives honor to those guys, especially coming from the Bay Area?
Wow, that's an amazing idea. I don't think we have such a thing. That might be something that we may need to look into and look into uh, right fast because you're right, man. You mentioned all those great artists. Man, it's so many great people
Man,
who have either come from the Bay or grew up in the Bay or lived in the Bay. Yeah, man, I think that's a great idea.
yeah, we need to do that, man, because, man, I mean, the Pointer Sisters, I believe Earl Father
Yeah,
Hines, if you
yeah.
want to go way back there.
Frankie Beverly spent time in the Bay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so quite a few people. Listen, we I will tell you about for myself that there are a lot of people who have been affected by this particular
Mm.
artist. And listen, I'm hoping to hear something real soon about what we're going to do to remember him. I did see where the Paramount has posted. The Paramount Theater has posted information in the big letters about him, which I think is absolutely amazing. We'll keep you abreast as soon as we hear something. we will let you know. All right, y'all, let's get ready to keep things going. And in doing so, we're going to now get ready to bring up our next co host. I did say host with an S because we have two more hanging out with us. Let's go out to Charlotte, North Carolina to bring out my homegirl graphic designer extraordinaire. The graphic we just saw was designed by this young lady. She does such amazing work. Let's bring her up without further ado. The incredibly talented Yolanda Wild Praise Morant. Yolanda,
Hey
what
y'all.
is going on? Welcome to today's show.
Hi, how y'all doing? We can keep going.
All is well. All is well. I appreciate that. While we're keeping it going, let's get ready to reach out to the ATL. Yes, I'm going to do it. Let's get ready to go out to the ATL to bring up my guy. He's the only co-host that we have that has his own theme music. Listen, we've got Demetrius Hunter is in the building. Demetrius, man, what is going on? Glad to have you in the building, man. Welcome to today's show.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Glad to have you, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Feeling definitely much better.
Well, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. That
Yeah,
is good to hear. As a matter of fact, well, you know, I'm glad that you're here because you and Yolanda both came in at a great time. And the reason why I say you came in at a great time because I'm going to say this. Many of us are people who fly. I fly quite frequently. Ashlyn flies quite regularly. Pancho works for an airline. Demetrius, you're always between California, Atlanta, Dallas, New York, wherever it is that you may be. Yolanda, as a lemon head, she's always in the streets going somewhere, lifting up the name of Jesus, but has to fly to get there. Ja'Cory, he has a dual residency both here in California and Nevada, and he never drives to Nevada, but all of us are familiar with Southwest Airlines. All of us. I was just getting ready to book a flight today. Thought I was going to go to Las Vegas today for an event, but I didn't get a chance to do it. But Southwest Airlines is changing what it is that they do. Now, all of us have flown Southwest Airlines for many years. They've been in existence for 54 years. And in that 54-year time period, they have been known for low fares. They have been known for pick your own seat when you get there. And they have been known for bags fly free. But now that is getting ready to change. It's getting ready to change. Ashlyn, Pancho, Ja'Cory, Demetrius, Yolanda, Southwest Airlines is changing their format. They're getting ready to make you'll have to get assigned seats, as well as you will now have to pay for bag. Well, let me give you some clarity. It depends on the level of your ticket. So in my searching, I did find some information that I wanted to share with us today and be able to put on the screen so that everyone doesn't have to pay for bags, but some of us will. So it depends on your level of ticket. So let me tell you what I mean. So it depends on your level of ticket.
Wow.
Now, so if you buy the basic fare, which many of us do, if you buy the basic fare, main thing that you will find out that one, your ticket is not refundable, and you're not allowed to make changes, and you also aren't able to make same day standby. You can't do same day standby any longer. Neither can you be a part of the priority express lane. So also, if you want to do priority boarding, you'll have to pay for that. If you want to get drinks and stuff like that, in-flight internet now is going to cost you if you just buy a basic ticket. Everything at Southwest is getting ready to change. So this is crazy. Now, Demetrius,
Crazy.
yeah, I'm starting with you.
You've always had to pay for internet on Southwest, unless you have. I don't think you could probably do, depending on what your cell phone provider is. You'll be able to have free text messaging in flight. But you've always had to pay for that internet unless you are one of those Southwest what's that, priority members or whatever you call it.
A-list preferred.
A-list preferred.
Yeah, thank you. Unless you're one of them. So I don't really, this doesn't really bother me because Southwest is not my go-to unless I'm flying like to New York or something local or like Dallas. Like I'll get on a Southwest because I can't do Southwest with layovers. It has to be a non-stop flight. Anytime I fly Southwest to California, it's because my mama don't. We need you to come out here, and she swiped her Southwest card and put me on a flight, and I'm like, ugh. So I mean, I don't argue with it, but of course, with her benefits, of course, I wouldn't have to pay for any bags. So clearly, if I have to fly Southwest, I'm gonna hit my mom up and just send her the money and have her book my flight because her she loves Southwest. I talked to her last night about the baggage thing. She said, "Oh, that doesn't bother me because okay."
Well, I will be honest with you, man. I like Southwest because of the two bags. Like when I went to Memphis last year for convocation, it was perfect for me because I was able to fly, have two bags under the plane, and then of course you can bring a bag and a personal item on the plane. So in essence, I was able to fly with 4 bags for free. And this is just crazy that they're making this type of change. Yolanda, I know that you fly all the time. I don't know if I don't remember you flying Southwest, but I'm sure you have. So, I mean, what's your thought on this?
How can I say this? So after some conversations this morning, which I cannot, share per se, I understand there's another element. What I can say that is public is that Southwest let go over 1,000 people. So I think there are other. At first, I was, like everybody else, like this is crazy, but after some other insight, I think there's another. I'll be the devil's advocate. That's the best way to do it. I think there's another side to it. I think a lot of times companies make a lot of maneuvers for a lot of different reasons that we don't always see up front. Do I think it is interesting to change your bag policy after 54 years? Yes.
Yeah.
Should you start low? Like, I don't know, $20? I mean, something of that. I'm saying that because Frontier's bag policy is pretty expensive for the quality airline. But on the other side, from the conversation I had this morning, that Southwest actually offers that their service is a lot better. So Southwest Delta, their service is a lot better than the other airlines. So I think people feel like they're being wronged, but as a business owner, I think a lot of times we make decisions because of other elements, other reasons that I increased my rates this year for the first time in a long time. And I know people, but if I'm a single business and blah, 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 blah. So I can only imagine a large corporation. And if you had to let go of 1,000 people for the first time in however long, I think I'm sure there's other elements to it. I'm not excited about it, but I'm sure.
I hear you. Now, Ja'Cory, now you fly, like I said, you have dual residency in California and Nevada. And I know you use Southwest quite often, man, but what do you think about this and how is this going to affect you?
I will definitely say I'm not happy about the change, but hopefully it's going to bring some good. At the end of the day, it's going to teach some people how to pack also, because I think a lot of people are carrying a lot of stuff that is unnecessary. I'm just my thing is when I pay for a ticket, I want to pay for the ticket and I have to keep pulling out my credit card for bags, this, that. Give me the set price up front so I can be done. So I don't know how they're going to work that out, but they better work it out right or I'll be looking somewhere else.
I feel you on that. Now, Pancho, you work for an airline. You once, or actually twice, worked for Southwest. Man, tell me how this is going to affect things now. You're still in the aeronautics division of life. What do you think this is going to do, man? How you feeling about this?
Well, Dito, it's so funny that you had mentioned that today. Well, they're changing their business model, from an insider point of view. They're changing their business model because the business model that they had no longer works for them anymore. and they have a bid to buy Hawaiian Airlines, and they have a bid to buy JetBlue. That money's got to come from somewhere. So in order to be able to keep people's tickets kind of low, first things first, they had to lay some people off. That was number one. And the people that they laid off were kind of like mid-management people that didn't affect their operations. So, and I think that, the way that things are going, they wouldn't have been able to survive much longer on their old business model. Wow. So they had to change it to the new business model to compete.
Wow. That's interesting. That's interesting, Pancho. That is an interesting point that you bring up. Again, Pancho works for an airline, and again, he's worked for Southwest on 2 different occasions. And so, I'm with you. My daughter worked for Southwest not long ago. Very, very interesting take on that, Pancho. Ashlyn, last but not least, what's your thought on this? I know you also travel quite a bit, and I'm sure you've flown Southwest. How is this going to have an effect on you?
Well, so I guess people don't know Southwest is my exclusive airline. That is the airline that I chose last year. I did. It was an experiment. So I had been exclusively United. And then there was a couple of years where people, United was expensive. And so the lower fares was at Southwest. And so I had more flights with Southwest. I said, I wonder what would happen if I really pushed to get status with Southwest. What would that feel like? What would that look like? And so last year I got A-list status with Southwest, and I have it all throughout this year. So it makes a tremendous difference. Their customer service is impeccable, really, is from my experience. I can't speak for anybody else's experience. It's only my experience as an A-list member. Now, I think everybody deserves to be treated well. I don't think that people should be treated well just because they have status. I think everybody deserves to have a good experience on an airline by their employees. But to me, getting the A-list preferred status, I wouldn't necessarily be able to reach that status. So that's the difference. If you're A-list preferred, that's when apparently you're not going to pay for bags. They give you, free drinks on the plane if that's what you're into, and some other things. But this is really disappointing for me. This is really disappointing. Now, I do definitely appreciate what Ponch just said, and that's the behind the scenes, boardroom conversations that we're not privy to. And I understand that. But I think from the consumer standpoint, we liked that Southwest stood apart from the rest of the airlines. We liked that Southwest was different from the other airlines. So if they're conforming to the changes of the industry, trying to be like other airlines, that goes against all that we have loved and known about Southwest. Southwest, that their slogan, they would talk bad about other airlines because of the experience that we had to have with other airlines. And now they're contradicting their whole campaign for the last 10 years by saying now you have to pay for a good seat, and you have to pay for your bags. And that, to me, honestly, people are saying, and I'm not saying this, but people are saying we might as well fly Spirit. And that's a dig to an airline. If you ever compare an airline to Spirit, that's a dig because,
well, let me ask you, Ashlyn, how did you get A-list preferred?
I don't have A-list preferred. I just have A-list. So there's two tiers. There's A-list, which is the first tier, and then there's A-list preferred. So I just flew enough flights. I flew enough flights to get A-list, and that was however many it is, 40 flights. Okay. I think it's 40 flights in a year, and you can get A-list. But you also have to have a certain dollar amount that you've spent. So it's not just the flights, but you also you get a point for every dollar or 2 points for every dollar, and so you have to have both of those. And that's how I got it last year, and then I got it, the year before. And then all last year I had A-list, and this year I flew enough to have A-list all for this year as well.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I just thought about something. Can I share something? She said something about service. So I used to work at a restaurant. I know people don't think I've done anything else. So I used to work at a restaurant when in my early 20s. And one of their big things was it is your responsibility to make sure people have a good day. Right. And so when people come here, you have to, give them a smile. So something she said, I think Spirit is often dragged. I'm not saying it's a great airline. It's okay. Hear me. I'm not punching for them. But I think a lot of times it's based upon it. Sometimes it's not about the name. It's based on the experience. Sometimes you can have the greatest chicken in the world from the little corner store, right?
The gas station.
What makes it amazing is the old lady in the corner store that always says hi. That always says, how's your mom doing? I think what we're experiencing is the lack of service. We probably could be okay with Spirit if the service wasn't always bad. But the service is bad. That's why we don't like it. You know, so what to me with Southwest, on the other flip side, I agree everything Poncho said. On the flip side, now you have to take your service to the next level. If you're going to charge for these bags, that means your service has to triple whatever you gave us before. Just a thought.
And I will just jump in here real quick because Fred Nealon said, I don't know if it's a good time to fly due to this current administration. There has been over 87 plane situations since January. Mm-hmm. So that is also affecting the airline business in general. There were I don't know how many, but there were air traffic controllers that were laid off all across one. Oh, thank you, Ponch. Correct me.
No. The only people from the FAA got laid off were people in support. No one that worked the operation were laid off. All of your air traffic controllers are still at work like they're supposed to.
Okay, good. Okay,
don't do that.
No, that's good. Thank you, Ponch, because that's how rumors get started. Because that's what I heard was the rumor mill. So let's make sure that we're real correct. But yeah, I wouldn't say that it's not a good time to fly. I mean, I still fly because Jesus is still on the throne. God is still on the throne. And, no matter who's in administration, no matter who is changing their policies, no matter who is giving you a pink slip or giving you a raise, no matter what, God still sits high and looks low, and he knows your situation. Mm-hmm. So if you are prayed up, come on. Why would God take me all the way up 30,000 feet? He could take me on to glory right here in my own home. So I don't worry about it in no way, shape, or form. But, change is the times they are a changing. A wonderful change has come over me. Look, we talk about change and we sing about change and we talk about God, change me, oh God. Well, this is the change that we've been praying for. It might not be the change that we thought it was going to be, but embrace the change, because you have to go through the uncomfortable process to get to the next level. It's not a simple level. A simple process to get to the next level. If you want to lose weight, you got to go burn calories. That's not a simple process. If you want to make more money, you got to go try to get another job or work harder or get a side hustle. It's not easy and it's hard. And if it was easy, everybody would do it. And so do the hard things sometimes to get to that level that you're really trying to get to.
Absolutely. I love it. I think this is good. I think this is good information, a great conversation. And one that we'll be able to continue potentially on social media as we hear more about it. Listen, as I'm looking up at the clock, we have time for one more thing, and that is today's question of the day. Now, I have been going back and forth with myself on what today's question of the day would be, but Ashlyn actually brought up something in our note that we use for our show that made me say, now, as we just got through talking about, when it's our time to go, it's going to be our time to go. And, when God calls us, we just got to be ready. All these type of things. Doesn't matter if it's on a plane, walking in the middle of the street. I get all of that. And so that makes me think that there is a good question of the day. Yolanda, we will see you next week. Thank you for hanging out with us. We will talk to you soon. As I'm looking at today, Ashlyn brings about a great question of the day. And so Ashlyn asks this: what song or songs do you want played at your funeral?
That's Jacory. I can't take credit for that. That's Jacory. I just typed it in the chat, but he's the one that asked the question. I can't take credit for it.
Okay, well, this is a great question nonetheless. People are dying that has never died before, and we are seeing what happened. You okay? We are seeing. Y'all okay? Everybody good?
Yeah.
We are seeing more people. My fault, man.
That's a Trumpism. Trumpism. Yes.
We are seeing more people leave here that we have never seen before, and it is Oh my goodness, it's crazy. But there were going to be more and more funerals happening. Jacory, who is the Bay Area funeral singer, seemed
Yes.
like anytime there's a funeral in the Bay Area, Jacory is the one that is making that happen. Michael Washington from my church says, "Don't cry for me." That's a good song that he once played at his funeral. Don't cry for me. Don't shed a tear. Is that a CC Winan song? Is
That's
that
You,
BB&CC.
Mm.
The
BB and
time with
CC?
you,
Yes.
we had.
Yeah.
I forget the word. Yeah, that's a nice song.
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah. That's a good song. Now, Jacory, with you bringing this up, I'm assuming that you have a list of songs that you normally pick from, or do you let the family always tell you what they want sung?
Oh, I don't. And the reason I pose this question is because this is what I do a lot of this, and it's a hard situation, but I do not like when people tell me what to sing because I'm the type of worshiper to where I like to filter what is in the room at the time. Because a lot of times we get into these situations and we want to pick and do these extravagant programs that are not necessary because it's not going to bring that loved one back.
Mm-hmm.
And we're singing to that loved one like they can actually hear us. Just like
Right.
we're saying that they're up in heaven dancing around, and the Bible declares that they're resting from the cares of this world. So this was just something I posed because when people call me to ask me to sing for a funeral, they're trying to basically play a song that they should just be playing the CD for viewing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I was just like, Ashland, what do you think? So
yeah, I'm with you. I'm seeing these songs come in. Lori Fairley Green, my homie, originally from Menlo Park, East Palo Alto. She says, "How I Got Over," and "When You Hear of My Home Going." That's a good one. My young bro from San Jose, Matt Falcone, says, "I Shall Wear a Crown."
that's my go-to right there.
Yeah, that's a good one. David Jones also says the same thing. "I Shall Wear a Crown." David Jones also chimes in and says that "I Won't
Yeah.
Complain."
My,
Yeah,
my,
I'm
my.
with you. Now, I want to put this name up. Now, I don't forgive me if I pronounce your name wrong, whether it's Terry Holland or Teray
Terry.
Holland.
Yeah,
Terry. Okay,
Terry.
I got it
That's my
right.
brother. That's my brother,
Okay.
Terry.
Well, hey, brother, glad to have you hanging out. He says, "Going Up Yonder." Now, normally I have Gay Harris, that was one of our people from my church who normally is on. She told me specifically, she said, "If you sing 'Going Up Yonder' at my funeral, I'm going to raise up from the casket and I'm going to," she said, "do not sing that song
Wow.
at my funeral." Anyway, my bro, Pastor Nathaniel Riley, who I got a chance to see in person on Sunday, he says, "When I see Jesus." I see you. I see you. Yolanda
That's a
Morant
song
says,
I think
though,
people don't sing.
"I'm with you."
That's one song
So,
at a lot of funerals. When I see Jesus. That's a good one
yeah,
right there.
yeah, that is a good one. I've learned how to live holy. I've learned how to live right. I've learned how to suffer. And if I suffer, well, y'all know the rest of it. Yolanda Morant says, "Whatever the family asks for," she says that she is there to serve. And then Yolanda Prothro chimes in. Mama Yolanda says that someday it will all be over. Listen, watch it. Watch it. Watch it. Watch it.
I,
Sabrina, my homegirl, Sabrina, first lady for Sabrina, Ned is in the building. She also chimes in and says, "I should wear a crown." Auntie Pooey, my sister, is in the building and she says, "He'll welcome
Oh, John
me."
P.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good stuff. And then last
wow.
but not least, Bishop Charles Reed out in Texas chimes and says, "I'm going to fly
All
away." He
versions.
said all versions. Now, I said that was going to be my last, but I now have the general supervisor of the Church of God in Christ International,
Mother
Sharon
Walker.
Walker. Yeah, Mother Walker. This is my friend, Mother
Mother
Sharon Walker.
Walker.
She is the general. I'm honored that she would even look at our show. The general supervisor of the Church of God in Christ International, Mother
Yes.
Sharon Walker, says, "When I see Jesus, it will all be over." Now, you need to know that she is the mother of Bishop Leonard Duke,
Mother
who
Walker
often
is the
chimes
mother
in.
of the Bay Area. That's the
Yeah,
Bay
Come
Area
on.
general. Before
yeah,
she was
absolutely.
ever the general, she was always the Bay Area general
Yeah,
supervisor.
absolutely. Listen,
So I know we almost out, but Dito, next week I think you need to ask if the soloist should be paid.
that
Oh,
is a good question. Now I don't show up
yes.
unless
They
okay,
should
you
be
know what?
paid.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yes.
that's a good question for another time. And yes, Mother
Mhm.
Walker, we love you too. Listen, I'm looking up at the clock, y'all. We're not out of conversation. We're just merely out of time. Ja'Cory, you own to something, young man. We're definitely going to talk about that next week. Until the next time on this same Shop Talk network, at this same Shop Talk time, on behalf of Ashlyn Cole, Pancho Romero, Demetrius Hunter, Ja'Cory Protho, and Yolanda Morant, my name is Demetrius Tollfree. Till the next time, you know how we do it. You can help me say it. Ow, Ikana. Holla. Holla. Yo. Yeah.
Wow.